Okay, sixth grade, our objective today is to start chapter 7. Chapter 7 is all about percents. So I'd like to get through the first two sections today if possible. 7.1 is just an introduction. How do you convert a fraction to a decimal to a percent, and vice versa. Okay, going the other way as well. The next section, which I'd like to start at least, is the proportion method. What is the proportion method for percents? Why do we need it? What do we use it for? The percent equation does exist, but I'm not going to teach it to you. The proportion method, I think, is much more straightforward, and you can use it for many other problems, including applications. Towards the end of this chapter, we'll talk about retail price, wholesale price, percent markup, percent change. So even though you may not like percents, this is a very important chapter for pre-algebra because you won't see this again in Algebra 1. Okay, so anything that you're unsure of, that you have a question on, anything you want me to go deeper with, please make sure you bring it up during class because next 2.5, 3 weeks that we'll be on this. After this chapter, we're going to go, I think I'm going to flip it to chapter 10 because your PSSAs, you'll need to know area, volume, perimeter, surface area for some part of the PSSAs. So eventually here, when we get closer, I am going to start preparing you for those PSSAs. You won't take them here. I just want to prepare you for them and make sure that we do everything in the right order. Zach, you can just put it right there. You're good. Annalise? No, you take 6th grade. You're in 6th grade. You take the standardized test of the grade you're in. Sean? You don't take them here. I'm not sure yet. That changes every year. I think you guys already asked me that. I will let you know when it gets closer. I have to talk to all your principals at your buildings to figure that out. Emma? No, not at all. They're really easy, and that's why I go back and review to make sure you don't forget the easy stuff. You know what I mean? That's never been a problem, but I still like to address certain things. Okay, so we're going to start with to use a fraction to find the percent of a number. Okay, so we're starting with lesson 7.1. Okay, I'm going to shut one of these lights off so we can see a little better. Okay. All right, so part of your warm-up was taking a fraction times a whole number. What's one strategy or one method you guys used here? Doug, what was the method? Okay, but give me some more information now. There's a strategy you could have done. Okay, Briar, what could we do? Awesome. Cross simplify. Remember, when you're multiplying a fraction by a number or two fractions, you can cross simplify and then multiply across the top, across the bottom. Okay? All right, so letter B, Charles, what did you get? Good, so 15 over 2 or 7.5. Again, you had 3/4 times 10. You could have cross simplified on that one as well. Okay? Letter C, Emma H. Good, 5 over 2 or 2.5 or 2.5. Any of those answers is fine. As long as it's completely simplified, it doesn't matter to me how you write it. Okay? All right, questions on those three. You guys should have those done. Zach, we're on page 4 of the notes. Notes, not, yeah, blue packet. All right, let's go to the next part, which you guys should all have done as well. Okay, so number 1 here, it said write each fraction as a percent in simplest form. How do you do this? Justin, how can we do this? Okay, good. So Justin did change it to a decimal on his calculator, which is 0.16. He then moved the decimal point to the right 2 places and gets 16%. Perfect. There's another strategy you can use. Annalise, what did you do? Yep. So another strategy is make your denominator 100. Whenever number's on top, that's your percent. Okay, 16 over 100, you could write as 16% because 16 over 100 is 0.16. Those are one of the 2 strategies that I would use, but did anyone do anything different? Zach, what would you do? You did the proportion method. Very good. You're ahead of us. Annalise. Yep. Yep. We're going to get there. We're getting there. Okay, Charles. Go ahead. Yep. Oh, because your calculator has a percent sign. That's fine. I am not familiar with that on the other one. Charles, you're probably right. I just never use that feature. I just think it's easy. It doesn't? It's in something, Adam, if it's on. It's not going to be on there. It'll be in something. Matt? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. And guys, if you didn't know that, this was Justin's strategy. If you typed on your calculator, you actually don't even need parentheses. If you just type in your calculator 4 divided by 25, it gives you 0.16. Give me a head nod. Did you guys know you could do that? Okay, and then when you get 0.16, you move the decimal to the right 2 places, and that gets you to your percent. Okay, so let's go to letter B, 11 over 20. So what is this one as a percent, Briar? Good, 55%. Either change it to 55 over 100, or use your calculator, do 11 divided by 20. You get 0.55. Move the decimal to the right 2 places. Either way is fine. Okay, Adam, what'd you get for letter C? Good, 54%. And Sean, how about letter D? Yep. You got to round. It's not exactly 48%. 0.15. I'm going to round it to the nearest hundredth. Now, letter D is a case where you don't get a nice answer. My strategy and my suggestion for this would be either do long division, okay, which we did in chapter 5, or take your calculator, type in 13 divided by 27, and you get 0.48148, blah, blah, blah. It keeps repeating. Now, I don't care how you round it, but I would always round at least to the nearest 10th or 100th. Don't round it to a whole number. Okay, 48% is very different than 48.15%. Now, I know it's a repeating decimal, so you could take it further and just put the hat above it. I am not picky with that because I know if you saw a multiple choice question, you would know which one to pick. Mary? .148. Good. Okay. That works as well. And that's actually more exact. You should have it that way. Annalise? That's fine. I said nearest 10th or 100th is fine. Any other questions on those? Okay, pretty easy so far. All right, let's go to number 2. Okay, number 2 said write each percent as a fraction in simplest form. So what's the first thing we have to do here? What's the first thing, Doug? No, you have to write it as a fraction, not as a decimal. Okay, so I would say take your percent, put it over 100. I think that's the easiest way to start this. I know there's different ways, but if you take the percent, put it over 100, and then either type it in your calculator and type math, frac, enter, or just simplify it mentally. Either way, Briar, 25 over 100 is good. You get 1/4. Now, I guess, Doug, I shouldn't have said no to you. You actually could take 0.25, like change the percent to a decimal. You could type 0.25 in your calculator and hit math, frac, enter. So, sorry, you were right. You could do it that way as well. There's many, many ways to do this. So this is one of those times, again, where I want you to pick what you prefer, what makes most sense to you. Okay, Justin, what did you get for letter B? Good. And Justin, why do we have to leave that one like that? Yeah, can't go any further. Emma H., letter C. Good, 4/5. Letter D, Mary. Awesome, 61 over 100. Okay, questions on that part? Those are completely simplified. Okay, let's go to the box below where it says commonly used percents and fractions. I'm going to go pretty quickly through this, okay? What we're going to do here is change all the percents to a fraction, not to a decimal. Now, most of these you should just know in your head, so we're just going to go pretty quickly through them. If you don't know, just say you don't know them, okay? Emma M, 10% is what fraction? Good. Zach, 20% is what fraction? Good. Briar, 25%. Good. Sean, 30%. Good. Annalise, 40%. Good. Charles, 50%. Good. 60%. Emma H. Perfect. Donatus, 70%. Good job. Matt, 75%. Good. 80%. Justin. Say that again. Good. 4/5. 90%, Doug. Good. 9/10. 100%. Briar. Good. 1/1 or 1. Either way is fine. Okay, so now we get to the tricky ones. 33 1/3%. What's the fraction? Charles, tell me why. Good. And basically 1/3 is 0.3 repeating. So I'm just going to, okay, that keeps going. Okay. All right, so if you move the decimal point to the right 2 places, it becomes 33.3 repeating percent. In the past years of teaching this has been confusing to students. Are you guys okay with that? You're not? Are you serious? Are you being sarcastic to me? I'm just making sure you were serious. Go ahead. Do you get it? So, okay, so basically what Charles said is he took 33 1/3 and he divided it by 100 because you do the percent over 100, right? And if you divide it by 100, you get 0.3 repeating, which is 1/3. No, because it's 0.3 repeating. 1/3 is 0.3 repeating. Did you not remember that? .6 repeating. So you'd have to type in your calculator. You'd have to type all this in your calculator till you can't go any further. So do that, and then divide by 100. Hold on. And then divide by 100. What did you get? Let's go do math, frac, enter. So that one you get 2/3. Do you understand? Are you sure? Do you understand why I wrote it out the way I did down here? You sure? Okay. All right, so the 66 2/3, we moved on here, I didn't even tell you guys, is the fraction's 2/3 because 2/3 is 0.6 repeating. So if I were to write all that out, 0.6 repeating, you take your decimal, move it to the right 2 places, you get 66.6 repeating, which is 66 2/3. Briar? Yes, Briar. 7. Correct, because the calculator can't go on forever, so it's rounding up that last number so you know that it is repeating. Okay? Emma? Go ahead, explain it. Sure, sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you just explained is the exact same thing as taking 33.3 divided by 100. You just converted the mixed number. No, you're fine. It's perfect. You converted this to an improper fraction. That's great. But it's the exact same thing as what Charles said, which is taking this over 100. Good. Annalise? Yeah, but whenever I say it, I tell you what you need to type in your calculator, which is 33.33333 divided by 100. I just say it so that you know how to type it into your calculator. No. 10%, you're putting 10 over 100. It's a percent. It's always the percent over 100. Okay. Sure. Okay, Adam? Then you didn't do something right. What did you type in your calculator? Okay, no, it's 66.6. The percent is 66.6 repeating. You always take the percent divided by 100 to get the simplified fraction. You with me, Adam? Okay, just this is important that you guys understand this. All right, 250%. This one's kind of weird. 250%, Justin? Okay, good. So 5 over 2. Why? Who can explain why? Why is that one 5 over 2, Mary? Awesome. It's always percent over 100. If I write down 2.5, to take the decimal of 2.5, okay, to convert it to a percent, move the decimal to the right 2 places. The decimal moves there, and you get 250%. Be careful, okay? That's something that you want to make sure you understand. If you use the whole thing that I've been telling you of, it's the percent over 100 converts it to a simplified fraction that will help you. Does that make sense? Okay, any questions for me? Okay, let's flip over to the next page. Okay, so number 3 says writing probability as a percent. Okay, a radio station randomly selects one of 5 finalists for a prize. You guys are lucky today. You are one of the finalists. What is the probability that you will win? Write your answer as a fraction and as a percent. All right, this is actually kind of like probability. It actually is probability. Briar, what will we do? Okay, good. What's the favorable? Good. Why 1? Good. Only one person's going to win. Okay, so there's our fraction. Sean, what's our percent? Perfect. Questions on that one, Donatus? Correct. That's why this is really easy. This is just an introduction. Trust me, this is nothing new. Is that what you're thinking right now? Like, why is she teaching this to us? I already know this. Yeah. All right, we're going to skip down to example 4 because, as Donatus said, we already know this. All right, so example 4, the reason I want to go through some of these with you is finding the percent of a number. If you see the word of in math, what does that mean? Doug? Good, multiply. So we have here for letter A, 25% of 36. What's one way that I could explain this to you? Annalise, what's one way? Okay, so one method is 0.25 times 36. What's another way to do this? Sean? Okay. Keep. Perfect. That's the proportion method, which I'm getting to. And you guys are good. Matt. Go ahead. Okay, so you guys already probably know the proportion method. Okay, perfect. What's another way, Emma H? Correct. Now, that's what I was going to say, because I didn't think you knew the proportion method yet. So I was going to say change 25 to 1/4 and just do 36 divided by 4. You know what I mean? That's a way, but the proportion method we're going to get to. I just wasn't sure if you realized what that was yet or not. Now, you could have cross-simplified there as well. If you don't like doing this, then you could just type in your calculator 0.25 times 36. Charles? Yep, you can do that on your calculator as well, but just make sure you understand why that all works. Okay. Annalise? Yep, yep. Sean? For which one? Okay, go ahead. Yep. I'm just going to go right to that here now because I'm impressed. And actually, it's an A, but I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so let's do one more of these, then I'm moving to the next lesson because you guys are way more ahead than I thought you'd be. All right, letter B, which is good. 70% of 70. So let's not use the proportion method just for now. Pretend like you didn't know it. Adam, what could we do? 0.78 times 70. Good. So 0.70 times 70. Briar, what's the other way we could do this? $70 over what? Give me 70% as a fraction. 7/10 times 70. So you could also do it that way. Multiply across the top, across the bottom. Either way, Justin, what do we get? Good, 49. So the important part about this section is that of means multiply. Annalise, is that a hand? Yeah, that's why we're doing it both ways. Yeah, that's why we're doing it both ways. So you guys can pick whichever one you like better. That happens a lot in math. There's more than one way to do it. Because you guys are 2 years accelerated, I like to show you both ways so you can pick whatever you prefer. All right, flipping over here, let's go to 7.2. Because the rest of this is a waste of time because you know what you're doing. 7.2. Percents and proportions. We're going to skip that chart for now. Let's go right down to the bottom of page 7. Yeah, bottom of page 7 where it says the proportion method. You don't need to read what's there. I'm going to explain it to you. All right, proportion method. Okay, ready? A over B equals P over 100. Anyone know what the A represents and what the B represents? Matt? Yep. No, but good try. Good try. Mary? That doesn't give me anything. You need to give me more specific than that. Okay. Mary, what's the P represent? Good job. Okay, what does the A represent? Charles? Yeah, thank you. We all know that, right? I'm just kidding with you. Doug? Okay, A is the part, okay? B is the whole, P is the percent over 100. So here's what it is. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So it's the part of the number over the total number equals whatever the percent is as a percent, not as a decimal, over 100. The shortcut is over of equals the percent over 100. And I'll show you what I mean by the is over of equals the percent over 100. Now, I am not teaching you the percent equation this year, okay? Hold on, listen. The percent equation is the same thing as using the proportion method. That's why I don't teach both. You can make an equation from a proportion. Why am I saying that? Why can you make an equation from a proportion? Why? Sean, why? Yeah, proportion's already an equation, so you can just use cross products, and that gets you right to the percent equation. The reason is I can teach you this whole chapter using the proportion method. It makes more sense to you guys than using the percent equation for everything. Okay, so just keep in mind, if you ever hear percent equation, it's the same thing. Mary, go ahead. Then you're good. That's okay. I'm going to re-explain it. Annalise? Yep. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. And remember, guys, the 6th grade, they do things in a different order than I do. So if they do something, you're like, oh, geez, I didn't see that yet, I will get to it. I just do things in a different order because this is more algebra-based. They probably haven't done equations and inequalities yet, though, and we spent 2 chapters on that. So I do things for a reason. Just be patient. We'll get to something if you think you didn't learn it yet. Okay, hands down, is this a question about this? No. Okay. All right, let's go to the first example. We're going to start with finding A, which is the part. I want to do 2 examples of each type, and then you should be good. I will explain it using both methods, the shortcut or the part over whole equals percent over 100. All right, letter A. What is 25% of 200? Wow, this is kind of like what we just did. Okay, so set up, I always call this the skeleton. Set up your skeleton. Line equals line over 100. You with me? P is percent, so I always say fill in your 25 first. Now we can either do this from the example of is over of equals percent over 100, or part over whole equals P over 100. What is the 200 here? Is that the is or the of? Is that the part or the whole? Matt? It's the whole, so it's the of. Of 200 is over of equals P over 100. The of goes on the bottom, just like the whole number goes on the bottom. Whatever number comes after of or after is goes in the place of the is over of. A or X goes on top. You have to find the part. Is over of equals percent over 100. Part over whole equals percent over 100. To solve, we use cross products. This is why we learned cross products in chapter 6 before we got to this. When you multiply across both ways, you get 100A equals 5,000. And then we divide both sides by 100. What is A? What's the part, Justin? Good, 50. How can we check our answer to make sure that we're not going crazy here? Emma H, how can we check our answer? Why are you dividing by 4? Okay, so you're using the other side. Okay, what's another way to check it? I would check it another way just to make sure, but that works. Adam? Yeah, I would just do 50 divided by 200 and make sure that you get 0.25. I mean, Emma H, your way, I guess, is the exact same thing. Yeah, I just was expecting you to say the other way, I guess, but that works. Annalise? Yeah, you could do that too. Make them equivalent. Mary? Yep. I did it both ways. Is over of. Okay, 200 goes on the bottom because that's of. We don't know the is because it says what is. So the is the variable equals P over 100. 25 over 100. So you still have to do 200 times 25 equals A times 100. Is over of is the same thing as A over B. No. What is, whatever comes before, well, in this case it's after, but the what is means we have to find the part. The percent, Mary, always goes in for P. The percent never goes in for is or of, ever. The is the part, the of is the whole. They mean the same thing. Sure. Okay, letter B, make your skeleton. Line equals line over 100. What is 75% of 52? So either do it from the aspect of part over whole equals percent over 100, or is over of equals percent over 100. The percent always goes in for P. Everyone put that percent in for P. Where does the 52 go, on the top or on the bottom? Annalise? Why? It's the whole or it's after of. So it's the whole or it's the of. We need to find the part. Mary, you with me on that one? Okay. So go ahead and use cross product, solve. Tell me what the part is. Hand up when you know it. Donatus, what'd you get? 30. So, okay. Are you sure? What if you were about to win $1 million? Would you be sure? Oh, Donatus. 39. You're supposed to say yes. Okay, so 39. Check it. 39 divided by 52 is 0.75. Okay, or you can check it like Emma H's way. Either way is fine. Questions on that one? Mary? Yes, you can. Yep. All right, let's go to the next type, type 2. Okay, type 2 is finding the P, which is the percent. I think this one is the easiest. Okay, letter A, line equals line over 100. This is where the is over of really comes into play. Do you guys see how there's an of here and there's an is here? Based on the is over of, you know right off the bat, 36 is the part, 80 is the whole, because it's always is over of equals percent over 100. Same thing as saying part over whole equals percent over 100. So either way is fine. You guys with me? So do your cross product, solve. What is the percent? And you don't have to convert anything. It comes up right away for you. Emma M? Good, 45%. Emma M, how could you check that to make sure you're not going crazy? 45 times what? I didn't hear you. No. Do something easier. How can we check that one? Mary, how can we check that one? You mean 36 divided by 80. Check it. We want to check it. Right, or you could just take 36 divided by 80 and make sure you get 0.45, which is 45%. We're checking it. We're not solving it. We're just checking it. Annalise? Sure. Matt? Yeah. Okay, let's go to B. What percent of 120 is 18? Go ahead and set that one up. I want you to solve that one on your own. What percent of 120 is 18? We're just going to fly right through this chapter. You guys are really good at this. Good. Yeah, I like it. Good job. Do you have a hand? You just want me to check it, or do you have a question? Okay, you're good. 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 Just put your percent sign next to them. Okay, Matt, what's the proportion we should use? Good, and feel free to use X. You don't have to use the A, B, or the P. I'm just doing that so everyone's clear on how to set it up. I prefer to use X as well. So if I was doing it on my own, I would use X too. Okay, either way, when we solve, Justin, what did you get? Good, 15%. Make sure your percent sign is next to it. Questions on that? We have one more type. Okay, let's do 2 more problems, and then we are done. Type 3, finding the whole number, which we use as B. Okay, so letter A, 276 is 23% of what number? So make your skeleton, line equals line over 100. So whether you're using part over whole equals percent over 100, or is over of equals percent over 100, how do we set this one up? Mary, how do we set this one up? Awesome. Is everyone clear on that? Okay, use cross product, solve. Tell me what you get. Jeremy, what'd you get? Good. No. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'd rather you use cross products. You'll get the same answer. But just until you're really good at it, Jeremy, maybe you already are. I don't know yet because I've been doing homework. I would do the full thing, okay? Go ahead and get an answer and tell me what you get. Okay, so Jeremy got 1,200. Did everyone else get 1,200? Okay. All right, letter B. Go ahead and set that one up and solve. Did you guys already get it? Okay, let me wait till. Once you get it, put your hand up so I know when everyone's done. Get some arm exercises in there. Oh, we love Mr. Cutter came in now. What are you guys doing? Oh, really? Is that how you do them?
Yeah, you like
Oh.
the
Oh, never heard of that. That's funny. Push-ups are hard. Regular push-ups are hard. I think they are. Go ahead, Annalise. Good, you can ask. I would type in 33.3333333. I can't say that. Just like we did today. 333. Dude, okay, on letter B. Sean, how do you set it up? Perfect. Awesome. Go ahead, Sean. I would check these by taking 130 divided by 2,000, and you should get 0.065, which is the same thing as 6.5%. So, yep, same thing here, Sean. 276 divided by 1,200, and you should get 0.23, which is 23%. Thank you I forgot to go over that part. Thank you. All right, I'm very impressed. I didn't think we'd get this far. Mary? Go ahead. What 1 and 2? I went over all that. You may go over it again? Okay, type 2, you would just type in 36 divided by 80 for letter A. So you would get 0.45, which is 45%. And then going back up to type 1, I would actually do the same thing. Take what you got for A, which is 50, do 50 divided by 200, you get 0.25, which is 25%. Does that make sense? We're going to go over more of this tomorrow on the warm-up. Okay, homework. Take out your homework packet. Oh, cumulative exams are just about done. They just take me a little longer. I'm hoping to get them back tomorrow. Okay, and if I do get them done, they will be in the grade book. Okay, 2 assignments tonight. All right, 7.1. I want you to do all of it, which is up to 31, but they're really, really easy. And then practice 7.2. Yeah, you're probably right, Matt. I want you, hold on. Actually, I want you to go up to 16. Okay, so please write the right numbers down so you have your homework done. Okay, and guys, remember too, this is a new semester. Do your homework. Not only does it help your grade, but it helps you on tests. Okay, I give it to you for a reason. The problems I assign, at least. All right, that's it. Get packed up. Good job today. Actually, very good job today, I should say. You guys are awesome at percent. So far, let's keep it up. No. It's not.